Hey guys, if you guys don't know me, my name is Faith, and I am going to be doing a Bible study with you. I've been trying to understand this passage for a few weeks now, a couple of weeks, and God spoke to me, and I thought that what I found out, what God told me, was worth sharing. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be reading Isaiah 26 if you want to follow along. 3 verses which state, "On the day this song will be sung in the land of Judea. We have a strong city. Salvation is established as walls and ramparts. Open the gates, so a righteous nation can come in, one that remains faithful. You will keep the mind that is dependent on you in perfect peace, for it is trusting in you." When it's talking about a strong city, it's talking about Judea. But when it's talking about a righteous nation, it is talking about that the one remains faithful is found in Proverbs 14:34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. And then in Proverbs 11:11, it talks about, "A city is built up by the blessing of the upright, but it is torn down by the mouth of the wicked." And in verse 3, when it says, "You will keep the mind that is dependent on you in perfect peace, for it is trusting in you." The "you" is stating the Lord in this case, and it is saying that God offers a roadmap for navigating the complexities of life with a steadfast mind and an unwavering trust in God. I got this off of Google somewhere, but yeah. So now we're going to be reading verses 4 through 6. "Trust in the Lord forever, because in Yah the Lord is an everlasting rock, for he has humbled those who live in lofty places and inaccessible city. He brings it down to the ground, he throws it to dust. Feet trample it, the feet of the humble, the steps of the poor." So when I first thought this, well, it's true, but God does the vengeance of things. But in this case, after thinking it over and over again, rereading it, God showed me that in this case, it's not talking necessarily about him destroying something, but he brings it down, yes, but he's meaning it in more of like a spiritual way, I think. He's meaning it like, you know how you fall down and you feel like you can't get up, but then you do? It's something like that. And humbled is, the definition for humbled spiritually means you aim to continually listen, receive, respond with generous openness to life. You change for the better, in other words. And from that, spiritual humility is the reliant upon God. And humility is the practice of meekness, obedience to God, respect of self and others, submissiveness, and modesty in Galatians 3:12 through 13. And righteous. This word righteous it's been a while, but it's taken me a while to figure out what it means, because it just doesn't click to me, because it's like out of my mind, kind of. Like there's no, like, it's hard to explain, in other words. But righteous is the right relationship with God. Means that you're in a relationship with God, not for yourself, but for God. In other words, it's having good morals. Okay, the next part. We are going to be reading verses 7 through 13. The path of the righteous is level. You clear a straight path for the righteous. Yes, Yahweh, we wait for you in the path of your judgment. Our desire is for your name and renown. I long for you in the night. Yes, my spirit within me diligently seeks you. For when your judgments are in the land, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. But if the wicked man is shown favor, he does not learn righteousness. In a righteous land he acts unjustly, and does not see the majesty of the Lord. Lord, your hand is lifted up to take action, but they do not see it. They will see your zeal for your people, and they will be put to shame. The fire for your adversaries will consume them. Lord, you will establish peace for us, for you have also done all your work for us. Yahweh, our God, lords other than you have ruled over us, but we remember your name alone. There's a lot to say about this part, kind of. So, from what I get from this part, it is comparing the wicked who are blind and don't see God and his wisdom. They're so blind that they don't see what God's trying to tell them, that they see his zeal in some way. And then God, the fire of your adversaries will consume them. That fire is compassion from God. So the wicked will see the compassion from God, but they don't see they're not experiencing that compassion. They're observing it. They're observing God's people in a way. Okay, now we're going to be reading 14 through 19. And a good portion of this, most of this is about the day of the Lord. And it is in Revelation 19 if you want to get more into that. But I'm just going to be doing like an overview of these verses. So, the dead do not live. Departed spirits do not rise up. Indeed, you have visited and destroyed them. You have wiped out all the memory of them. You added the nation, Lord. You have added the nation, and you are honored. You have expanded all the borders of the land. Lord, they went to you in their distress. They poured out whispered prayers because your discipline fell on them. As a pregnant woman about to give birth writhes and cries out in her pain, so we were before you, Lord. We became pregnant. We writhed in pain. We gave birth to the wind. We have won no victories on earth, and the earth's inhabitants have not fallen. Your dead will live. Their bodies will rise and awake and sing, and you will dwell in awake and sing, you who dwell in the dust. For you will be covered with the morning dew, and the earth will bring out the departed spirits. So I read verses 14 through 19, like I said before, and most of this, overview, verses from 14 through 21 are the day of the Lord, to be exact. And focusing on verses 16 through 19, I got this from my Bible app, which is, I'll post down below. No matter how difficult times may be, We have hope when we keep our trust in God. So even in the difficult times, like in our waiting periods of our life, if we trust God, we have hope we'll be okay. And that is the key of surviving the hard times. It also kind of reminded me of John 3:4, and you could go check that out if you want. I don't know why, but I don't know, it just came in my head when I was reading it. So, yeah. So in verse 19, your dead will live, their bodies will rise. Awake and sing, you who dwell in the dust, for you will be covered with morning dew, and the earth will bring out the departed spirits. This is talking about resurrection. So a lot of people debate about this. So in verses 20 through 21 is talking about the restoration for Israel. Go, my people, enter your rooms and close your doors behind you. Hide for a little while until the wrath has passed. For look, the Lord is coming from his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. And the earth will reveal the bloodshed on it, and it will no longer conceal her slain. So in the last verse I wrote down is that when it's talking about her, it's talking about the earth. And I looked up what slain meant, and it meant fall. So really, it's talking about the earth will reveal the bloodshed on it and will no longer conceal earth fall. So yeah, that's what I got from it. Before I end this video, I am also going to be reading Proverbs 14, because I think it kind of goes along with Isaiah 26 in some way. So I'm just going to read that, and I have no notes on this, so I'm just going to read it and then end the video there. So, every wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. Whoever lives with integrity fears the Lord, but the one who is devious in his ways despises him. The proud speech of a fool brings a rod of discipline, but the lips of the wise protect them. Where there are no oxen, the feeding trough is empty, but an abundant harvest comes through the strength of an ox. An honest witness does not deceive, but a dishonest witness utters lies. A mocker seeks wisdom and doesn't find it, but knowledge comes easily to the perceptive. Stay away from a foolish man. You will gain no knowledge from his speech. The sensible man's wisdom is to consider his ways, but the stupidity of fools deceives them. Fools mock at making restitution, for there is goodwill among the upright. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no outsider shares in its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will stand. There is a way that seems right to a man, but it ends in the way of death. Even in laughter a heart may be sad, and in joy may end in grief. But the disloyal one will get what his conduct deserves, and a good man what his deeds deserve. The inexperienced ones believe anything, but the sensible one watches its steps. A wise man is cautious and turns from evil, but a fool is easily angered and careless. A quick-tempered man acts foolishly, and a man who schemes is hated. The inexperienced inherit foolishness, but the sensible are crowned with knowledge. The evil bow before those who are good, the wicked at the gates of the righteous. A poor man is hated even by his neighbor, but there are many who love the rich. The one who despises his neighbor sins, but whoever shows kindness to the poor will be happy. Don't those who plan evil go astray, but those who plan good find loyalty and faithfulness? There is profit in all hard work, but the endless talk leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth, but the foolish of the fools produces foolishness. A truthful witness rescues lives, but the one who utters lies is deceitful. In the fear of the Lord, one has strong confidence, and his children have a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning people away from the snares of death. A large population is a king's splendor, but a shortage of people is a ruler's devastation. A patient person shows great understanding, but a quick-tempered one promotes foolishness. A tranquil heart is life to the body, but jealousy rottenness to the bones. The one who oppresses the poor person insults the Maker, but the one who is kind to the needy honors him. The wicked one is thrown down by his own sin, but the righteous one has a refuge in his death. Wisdom resides in the heart of the discerning. She is shown even among the fools. Righteous exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. A king favors a wise servant, but his anger falls on a disgraceful one. So it kind of goes together in a way. But if you want to get more detailed in it, I would suggest going to Revelation. I suggested earlier to learn more about the day of the Lord. And if you want to get more into this passage too, to dig in deeper, go to Proverbs 11. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit the like. I'll make sure to read John 11 soon. And I think I am going to be doing a Bible study on its own on Proverbs 11 too. So I hope you have a God-blessed day. I hope you got something out of this. And peace out.